So, I am on Walkabout, as you can see. Um, this is for you green roomers, so this is not really personal, but it's a bit more personal than sometimes. A couple of friends, well, my best friend's parents are overseas and we're kind of like looking after their house. And we've been charged with looking after their dogs, which is nice. Which is good, because, Steph doesn't really, doesn't do walks, and I love hikes, so it works out. I'm a little puffed, I gotta admit. So, I thought, I promised that I'd do video reviews, so I bought my camera. Man, I'm fucking puffed. What are you doing? Pee break. Thought I'd bring my camera and, knock out a review. So, it's been a while since I made that initial video, so I thought that I would do maybe Avatar The Way of Water. It's out, which is good. Finally, 13 years later. Thanks, James. Oh, sorry, I'm pulling on your. Gotta change hands. This thing's fucking heavy, man. Yeah, look, if you've had a chance to read my letterbox review, if you're in the after party on Facebook, then you would know. I wasn't the biggest fan, and I seem to be the only one so far. Everyone that I've talked to is pitch perfect, loving it, and that's James Cameron, man. Like, James Cameron he's an artist. He knows what to do. He knows how to move the camera. He knows the production. He knows, he knows the ins and outs. He knows what people want. And for me, he didn't know what he wanted. Oh shit, I just dropped the lead. Oscar, come here. Sorry. So, I just thought, I thought firstly it was too long. I think James kind of overindulged himself a little bit. It was, I've seen it twice now. And I just thought, it started off really well. In true sequel fashion, it's supposed to be bigger and bolder, raise the stakes. And I just thought, it started off really well. Like the momentum was there. We were told told and shown. So I guess, he's not breaking any rules. That the Sullys have moved on. They've had 4 kids. One of them is I'm still confused about. It's Sigourney Weaver's character from the first one, but not really Sigourney Weaver's character from the first one. Just kind of like, I don't know. I guess she's sort of like mated with Awa, their spirit, their god, the deity. And it's not fully clear in the movie, like, what she is or who she's supposed to be. And then, 3 other kids. So one of them is like a really, like, tiny, adorable one. One of them is, one of them is kind of like I guess they're all teens, but, I think, one of them is, just kind of like someone who, one of those kids who breaks the rules, and then the other one is like, the stereotypical older brother. He's supposed to look after the family. One of my key takeaway points from this movie is that Neytiri and Jake are bad parents. Like, they are, there's a lot of like, you should have been looking after your brother. And there's a lot of those. And it just becomes, like, what are you doing, Jake? Why are you not... What is your function in this movie other than scolding your children? I don't know, it's problematic. And Quaritch is back. I like to see. Look, I actually like Stephen Lang from the first one. You know, we rewatched the first one before watching this, and I love the moment when there's a breach and like sorry, no, someone's stealing. Yes, so Michelle Rodriguez's character is stealing one of those scorpions, I think they call them, those little helicopter ships, and Stephen Lang picks it up. And he's in the control room, and he just, he's like, masks on, and he kicks open the door, and he's holding his breath and just firing away at the scorpion as it's taken off. And I was just like, man, like, that is fucking awesome. Like, what a, I don't know. The character is like super thin, but like he gets cool like little moments like that. And he says "I'll be damned" a lot, like like Cameron's not like, he's not a writer, like he's not. He's not a Nolan. He's not looking for complex like story, and whether whether Nolan reaches those heights or not is debatable. But like, he's all about spectacle and blockbuster, and that's what honestly he kind of delivers that. I've seen it twice now, like I said, and I liked it much better the second time around. Maybe it might have been because I know what was coming. Like I know that there was going to be these very long underwater sequences, and we know that Cameron is very much into the sea and marine life, and he's sort of like a conservationist. The first one was all about like deforestation and sustainability, and this one is very much about whaling or saving marine life, and how we're all one with nature, and yeah. So it doesn't go any deeper than that. Like there's nothing else here that's like that if you're going for a very rich, complex, emotional. Actually, I wouldn't say emotional, because the story is quite emotional. There are some emotional beats that kind of make you think towards the end, especially. But you know me, I'm a big softie, so yeah, I thought it was very long, and really, really poorly written, man. Like some of the dialogue is just okay. Some of the dialogue is just sorry. One of the dogs just decided to poo. Sorry, pee. If he was pooing, I'd be picking it up. So I'm not one of those guys. I've got bags with me, so yeah. All right, let me find a rock here, and I'll sit down because I'm losing my breath, and I'm also at my sort of like destination. I'll show you. Just kind of like little rock formation here at the edge of the mountains. So let me just sit down. Okay, so we're back. I'm sorry it's not the best angle because I don't really have many places to set up my little tripod thing here, so yeah, you're just gonna have to make do, and you can see all my man boobs and shit. So this is Lily. Hi Lily, how are you? We're halfway through our walk, and she's a little tired, but just gonna have to make do. Look, anyway, so I was just saying that I don't really love, some of the writing in this movie, some of the dialogue is just god awful. There's a lot of bro and cuz work in here, and I'm just like, man, James, you really have not made a movie in 13 years. And it shows, man. Like, it's just, a lot of it is very conventional storytelling. Things that we were, sorry, she's messing up my lead. Yeah. Things that we were very used to in the late 90s. And, I mean, think about it this way. The MCU was just starting when the first Avatar came out. Like, we've got we've got the entire MCU pretty much since then. And, fuck. Goddamn dogs. Knocking over the tripod. Let me just hold it. Maybe it'll be better if I just hold it. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let me go again. I'm sorry it's a little dark as well because you know, the sun's like right behind me. Also, I'm black. Like, I mean, you know, not black, but you know, brown. But yeah, we've had the entire MCU pretty much start, and Phase 3, well, Phase 4 has ended since Avatar: The Way of Water's released. So yeah, a lot has happened, and I think James Cameron's sort of like writing style, and you know, it's not just written by Cameron. There's someone else as well who I for the life of me can't remember. Usually I can pull this up just like that, but it's not working for me today. I think it's a little dated, and it can tell you can tell it's dated. Like you know, by the way Quaritch speaks, and by the way Jake speaks, and by the way their children speak, and it's just it just feels a little dated. But look, what we do come for if you are going to go see Avatar: The Way of Water is a spectacle, and you know that. Like that's the way with almost every James Cameron movie, other than maybe Terminator, um, and Aliens, well, and True Lies. Yeah, the spectacle is why you're going to these late stage sort of Cameron movies, right? So Avatar and Titanic. You're going to see someone who, on a big scale, is doing things that no other director's doing. And, you know, with Titanic, he was able to do that in spades, man. Like, the way he sinks that goddamn ship is masterful. Like, it was a genius, it was genius work. Bloody Lily's got her leg twisted up in the leash, so she's gonna, you know what, you can deal with it yourself. I'll help you out in a sec. You know, Oscar's just, I think, sort of like waiting to leave. Just behind me. Oscar! Hi! Anyway, I love these dogs. I've become very attached to them. What was I saying? Yes, spectacle. Terminator. Sorry, Titanic. Yeah, sunk a ship. Not really sunk a ship, but you know, great miniature work. And we also saw some of that in True Lies. You know, he loves his miniature work. You know, with the bridge scene, I guess. And then Avatar, the 09 film, was very much a masterclass in visual effects storytelling. You know, using the technology that I guess Andy Serkis helped develop, the motion capture technology to its fullest extent. That was the defining factor of Avatar, that first film. You know, no one really went to go see a story. You know, if they did, they were sorely disappointed. And you know, I've seen people bag out Unobtainium, and you know, as I'm watching it as a 16-year-old in 2009, I did laugh to myself. I'm like, that's the best name you could come up with. But actually, Unobtainium is what they call, I guess, elements or materials that they have not yet sort of defined or don't really know about yet. So I think it's a sort of like actual blanket scientific term. It's not just something uncreative that James Cameron came up with. Yeah, but look, going back to the visuals, that is why you should see this movie. That is why I'm giving this movie a recommendation. You know, I was initially, I guess, if you want to talk stars, I was at a 2-star sort of like review, and after the second viewing, I've gone to 3 because I did quite enjoy it. I think, you know, it's a very enjoyable movie. It does have a slump in the middle, but if you know you're going for visual spectacle, and like, then you won't be disappointed. You know, like, there are moments when some of the Na'vi walk out of the water and you can see the water droplets on their faces, and you're just like, man, how did you do this? Or even like when the Na'vi are interacting like physically touching like human beings, then yeah, you're just like, man, like, this is insane. Like, this feels very seamless. There's one character in general, and I'm sorry, this is another negative that I just can't abide by. His name's Spider, and he's just the worst. He's the worst. Yeah, I can't abide by him. But Avatar, The Way of Water, solid flick, man. Solid. If you view it in terms of, oh shit, I waited 13 years to watch this, then you might be a bit disappointed. But I think if you're gonna go see it, you should go see it at the movies, right? As Tom Cruise says, we'll see you at the movies. You should see the movies. Don't watch it at home. Your screen won't do it justice. I've got a nice 4K TV, and I still don't think that I'll ever watch it on that TV. Check it out. But look, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a Green Room member and supporting us. I guess this is going to come out just after Christmas, this video. So hope you guys had a great Christmas. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. This should be out before New Year's. So I hope you guys have a great New Year's. Thank you again for supporting our little show, a little piece of shit, show that we love to do. I apologize for the delay in getting things out as well. Life is tough, man. Life is, they said to get into law and you'll get some money, and I'm just like, where is the money? Where is my cash? But no, I'm doing work that I really enjoy. That I think really helps make a difference. So lately I've just been sort of buried in my work, and also kicking off the photography business. That's not to say that the podcast is not a priority at all. It is, absolutely. It's just it's tough to make a podcast work when your co-host is on the other side of the world. We've been doing this for nearly 5 years straight, and we don't take hiatuses this long. But it had to happen eventually, and the podcast it's going strong. We've got scheduled times coming up where we are going to be covering some stuff. We've got Black Panther on the books. We've got The Devil's Advocate with Matt Prater on the books. We're doing a bonus episode on Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, and I have yet to choose another bonus episode. I should probably get on that actually, because we don't have much time left till we sit down and record those. So, But look, guys, thank you so much again for listening to this diatribe. I've never done a review or a video like this, actually. I'm not much of a vlogger, as they say. God, I hate that term. And you know what other term I hate? Content. I hate the term content. I hate the term, sort of like blanket, or blanket defining a creative sort of endeavor. I just hate it. I hate that whole thing. It's silly. But anyway, again, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. And thank you again for supporting the show.